What's up, you guys? It's your boy, Scooby Baby, aka the most normal dude on movie YouTube, here with a brand new video. Today, I am taking two movies and putting them head to head in a death match. Has it ever been a Wednesday night and you're at home with your significant other and you just can't decide which movie to watch? You've got a couple in mind, but you just can't decide. And you've only got time to watch one movie with your sad little Wednesday night at home. So, which one will it be? Well, this video is setting out to answer just that. Today I've got Dune and also Marvel's Eternals. And we're going to be putting these head to head, 5 rounds, 1 point per round. Winner is the one with the most points at the end of all 5 rounds. We're going to be judging movies based on story, characters, visuals, X factor, and then finally the question, did it work? So let's get into it. That's how we're going to be doing these videos and how these rounds. But remember to get down there, like and subscribe below, and also comment. Let me know if you're digging this battle format, if you want to see more battles, if there are specific matchups that you want to see in the future. But for now, let's get it. Dune versus Eternals. All right, so for round 1, we've got story. Both these stories are kind of similar. They involve space-traveling messiahs coming to save the native people of a planet. The people of Earth are going to be saved by the immortal, basically gods known as the Eternals, with all of their superpowers included. Then in Dune, we have the Fremen, the desert people of Arrakis, who are being saved by their chosen one, Paul. Yeah, I know, Paul. Both stories are expansive and they have a lot of lore and sci-fi mumbo-jumbo mixed in there, but neither one of the stories really sets them too far in front of the other. I will include the caveat that Dune is a part 1, so the way it fits into the rest of the movies may change how we look at it later, but for right now, it's going to be a tie for me. Okay, so next up we've got characters, and both these movies have a ton of characters, and both of them suffer a little bit from not having quite enough time to spend with these characters that we're expected to care a lot about. But Eternals has 10 main characters, which is way too many. I will shout out Kumail Nanjiani, who to me was a little bit of a bright spot. He was very funny, even though he is very jacked now. And having watched the movie, I can tell you confidently that there was absolutely no need for him to get that humongous. He doesn't even get a shirtless scene, bro. They played him for that. But he's huge, but still extremely funny. But it's too many characters to introduce effectively. I think Eternals probably would have just been better as a 10-episode Disney Plus series, and I don't think I'm the first one to say that. Dune, on the other hand, that puts almost all of its focus onto the main characters, which there's just a couple of. I also think that the acting was a decent amount better, which really puts it over the edge, despite some very garbage names like Paul and also Duncan, Idaho. But he was awesome, by the way. Shout out Aquaman. I love that guy. He's hard to not enjoy watching. So yeah, when it comes down to characters, gonna go with Dune taking the win. Okay, now we've got visuals. There are a lot of people out there who are pretty impressed with the CGI in Eternals. I am not one of those people. I'll be honest, there are some really good shots of spaceships and space landscapes and these huge godlike creatures, but then there's also these weird hairy dog monsters called deviants. Too many tendrils, guys. I thought you would have learned your lesson from Venom 2. But then there's Dune. Then there's Dune, which is one of the most impressive visual movies I have ever seen, hands down. This movie just looks incredible, to the point that it's an absolute sin for you to only watch this on HBO Max at home. I bought tickets to an IMAX theater 45 minutes away just so I could see this movie on the biggest screen possible, and that's after I've already seen this 2 times at home on HBO Max, okay? So listen. The attention to detail is insane. The ships, the sandworms are both dope. All the extras that are in these full detailed costumes, it's super Lord of the Rings-esque. This is a movie that is going to sweep the Oscars for all the visual categories, and that's why on visuals, this is a blowout win for Dune. All right, so for round number 4, we've got X Factor, and I chose the world building of Dune to go up against the tried and true Marvel formula of laughs and action for Eternals. So we all know what we're gonna get out of a Marvel movie, right? We're gonna get some badass fight scenes and a whole lot of jokes. For the most part, I think Eternals delivers, although it's definitely less of both of them than the majority of Marvel movies, but still pretty good. And when they do the fight scenes, I think they're pretty good. They do an excellent job of showing off the different types of powers that each one of the Eternals has in all sorts of creative ways. And as I mentioned before, Kumail Nanjiani is super jacked, but still super funny. Then there's Dune, which is setting out to just create this humongous world with new politics, new planets, galaxies, superpowers, which I think sci-fi heads are going to eat up. But then there's the more normal folks who, things like Arrakis and Thumpers, The Voice, The Fremen is going to be a huge miss for. Like, if sci-fi is not your thing, if you think Star Wars is too much sci-fi for you, then trust me, this is not the movie that you want to spend time watching. So, for the sake of all the non-space nerds out there, I'm going to give X Factor to Eternals. So for the final round, I asked the question, did these movies work? Let's start with Eternals. And I think Eternals worked okay. It was pretty ambitious, a lot to introduce, a lot of moving parts, and honestly, like I said before, too many characters. It was an okay movie. All Marvel movies are gonna be okay, but if your movie's gonna be almost 3 hours long, you need to do a hell of a lot better than okay, all right? So did it work? Kinda. Then there's Dune. An equally ambitious film that chose to make it a part 1, which gave it a lot more time to introduce characters, to introduce this massive lore-filled world, and just spend a lot more time building everything in general. And I think it worked. I'm kind of all in. I'm honest to God, not a sci-fi guy, and yet I'm about to go see this movie for the 3rd time. And I'm really excited for when part 2 comes out. It's a slow burn, but it's honestly just dope, and I can't wait to learn more. And for the record, Dune came out before Star Wars, so no, it's not a ripoff, guys. The more you know. So the winner of this round and the entire match with a 3-1 victory is Dune. So that's my video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I highly recommend you go check out Dune. And when I say go check it out, I mean in theaters, because I'm telling you, y'all, it's just not the same at home. My should you watch this rating for Dune is going to be a 4 out of 5 stars. So go check that one out. So do what you got to do. Thanks for tuning in. But like, comment, subscribe below. You know the drill. I'm Scooby Baby, the most normal dude on movie YouTube. See you next week.